Welcome back, White Mountains Livestock. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about how do you compost horse manure. A lot of you have it around, so stay tuned. It's coming up. Welcome back to White Mountains Livestock. We're going to hit two things real quick today. First, I want to let you guys know we took that barrow we had into processing a couple of weeks ago, and we got all that meat back last week. Absolutely amazed with it. Malapai Meat Packing, if anybody from there is watching, you guys did an absolutely amazing job. It came out phenomenal. Anyway, so we ended up with 20 pounds of bacon, 38 pounds of sausage. The ham steaks, I kid you not, no exaggeration, 12 inches across. These things were absolutely massive. He was 271 pounds hanging weight, so we figured that put us right about 450 pounds live, providing we hit our 65% yield. Normally, we don't let them get that big. We're going to process them out in November. But weather rolled in, snow, everything else, just couldn't get her done. So we got it done this time. A lot bigger. Usually we take them in probably around 285. But either way, absolutely amazing job from them. The meat turned out phenomenal. If you guys are in Arizona, I definitely recommend going into Malapai, having them process out your hogs for you. Did amazing work. Anyway, now to the meat of this episode. We're going to talk about how do I compost horse manure. You know, it's gardening season for us here. We just had a freeze last night. It's, middle of April. Just had a freeze last night, as you can see probably from around me. We do have a storm moving in tonight. We're expected to drop below freezing again. So obviously we are not in the ground yet and planted. However, one of the things you can do, a lot of people tend to call it garden gold, is compost your horse manure. So it's got a lot of nitrogen in it. It's got a lot of good stuff. Now, the nice thing about horse manure is you can fully compost that stuff out in about 4 to 6 weeks. It's real easy to do for a lot of us out here in the country. We got horses, so horse manure is easy to come by. And, a lot of people, they just have it hauled away, whatever. But, let's face it, self-sustainability is a thing, right? More and more people are leaning towards how can they sustain themselves, homesteading, things along those lines. So, composting your horse manure. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to get that horse manure out. You want to get it in a pile. Now, if you want to be able to compost it quickly, 4 to 6 weeks, get that knocked out quick for you. You want a pile about 3 foot by 3 foot and about 3 to 4 feet high. Okay. Now, I like to keep some night crawlers in there for a couple of reasons. One, we can harvest some of those to feed the chickens. Two, their waste adds more nitrogen into the soil, or into the compost, which is good for your plants. Now, you do not want to put, for any reason, fresh manure on your garden. Okay. There is enough nitrogen in there. It can burn the roots of all of your plants. And come harvest season, you're SOL. Okay? So you want to keep that in a pile. It can catch fire, okay? Compost, as that stuff breaks down, it generates heat. It can catch fire. So if you smell something, smells kind of like alcohol, you don't need to put water on it. You need to turn it, okay? Get in there with a shovel, with a tractor, whatever you've got. Go ahead and turn that compost. Get more air in there. Air helps it break down. Okay, then you can take it out. You can get it in your garden. If it's before you plant, you can get it in your garden. Get there and get that tilled in. Okay, if you've got some worms in there, hey, that's perfectly fine. Let them live. Let them do their thing. They're going to reproduce naturally. They're going to increase. They're going to grow. They're going to do all that good stuff to help keep that compost good and healthy for your plants. Okay, now because of the levels of nitrogen in horse manure, for every 1 inch of horse manure, you're going to want roughly 12 to 14 inches of dried leaves, dried plants, something like that, okay? Because you're going to want that carbon in there. So that's just something real quick. You know, out here, like I said, we're not in the ground yet just because weather conditions have not allowed it. We're still freezing up here right now. We've had a couple nice days. We went from a low of 31 one night. Boom, next day, we're up at 80 during the day. Dropped down in the 40s a couple times at night. But last night, we dropped down to about 28. So we want to really make sure we're not getting fresh seeds planted before, right before a freeze. Okay, that freeze, it'll kill your seeds and you're screwed at that point. So I got the garden. It's over that way a ways. We'll take you out there here in another video. We're getting our fencing and stuff up. We got a ton of wild rabbits around here. They've been breeding like absolute freaking, well, like rabbits. So we got to get some fence up on that to keep them out. Okay. Originally, I was going to do it old-fashioned style, go 1800s with it, just cut some wood posts and do all that with axe and hatchet. But, I mean, let's face it, we're late in the season. Anyway, guys, stay tuned. We'll keep some more gardening tips in for you guys, and we'll catch you next time.